Hello, my name is Celeste and I'm a 28-year-old divorcee. Today I want to tell you all about how I came to become a divorcee. I'm going to try to keep this as light-hearted as possible, only because I want to show you just how goofy my ex-husband was and because I don't really want to relive the pain that I had gone through. Let me begin by introducing you to my ex-husband, Sam. Sam and I met through a dating app. I was only there because I was bored and I didn't actually think that it would lead to anything, but Sam and I just clicked in a way that I never did with anyone else. Our relationship progressed pretty quickly. We moved in together after 1.5 years of dating, and I only felt like that strengthened our relationship. Our relationship continued to blossom after we moved in. About 2 years later, Sam took me to the same cafe that we had our first date at and proposed to me. I was so overwhelmed with joy when I said yes that I started sobbing. I'm only speaking of this so positively because I still hold this memory close. While my relationship with Sam is over, it was still a big portion of my life and he did hold a special place in my heart. Anyway, the two of us had a big wedding where we invited all of our close friends and family. We had the time of our lives and we were beyond happy that we were legally married. Immediately after we got married, Sam asked me if we could start trying to have kids. Now, I didn't really think about having kids because I never thought that I'd get to a point in my life where I would be able to do that. But against all my expectations, I managed to have a stable job, a good amount of savings, and a happy, loving marriage. So I told Sam that I was down to try to have kids. We started trying immediately. It was a rough few months initially because we kept waiting for one of the months to give us a positive pregnancy test, but it didn't happen. It began to affect Sam and I's relationship. We began to drift apart because of the disappointment that we felt. I tried my best to hold Sam close to me, and I now realize that if I hadn't tried so hard, the relationship would have probably ended right then and I would have been spared all the heartbreak. Finally, after 8 months of trying, I got pregnant. I found out I was pregnant only when the first time in my life I missed my period and a drugstore pregnancy test told me I was pregnant. But I didn't entirely trust the store-bought pregnancy test, so I booked an appointment with the doctor to get my blood tested to confirm the pregnancy. I didn't tell Sam anything because I didn't want to raise his hopes, because if I was not pregnant, I was sure that it would absolutely destroy us. But the blood tests also confirmed that I was pregnant and I was over the moon. I took the rest of the day off and went back home to cook Sam and me a large dinner consisting of all of Sam's favorite foods. When he finally came back home, Sam looked surprised when he saw the dinner spread. So, I have some big news for you. Whoa, are we celebrating something? What's with the huge feast? Oh, we definitely are celebrating something. Hold on. You forgot the wine. I'll grab it. I'm afraid that I can't drink wine. That's why I didn't keep it out. What? Why can't you drink wine? It's because I'm pregnant. What? Really? When did you find out? I only found out the day before yesterday because I took a pregnancy test, but I really wanted to confirm it, so I went to the doctor for blood tests and they confirmed that I was pregnant. Oh my God, that's wonderful! Oh, I'm so happy. Me too. But I do have to say that the doctor told me that my pregnancy might be high risk. What do you mean? It's just that there may be complications with the pregnancy, and if not that, then the birth because of my health and genetics. Oh, is there anything that we need to do about that? No, the doctor just told me to take it easy and eat well. That will not be a problem at all. I'm so excited for us. I cannot even begin to tell you about how excited I am to find out whether we're going to have a boy or a girl. Hey, as long as it's our child, I'm going to love it no matter what. Yeah, It's going to be a long and tiring few months. Are you ready to deal with it all? Absolutely, babe. There's no one else in the entire world that I'd rather be next to than you. We're going to get through this together, and when our little bundle of joy is out, we're going to look back on our hard days and have a nice laugh at it. I really hope that things work out that way. You know, it's not uncommon for the women in my family to go through miscarriages. Hey, no negative talk. We're going to do everything possible to keep you healthy and safe. We'll do our best to prevent that. You need to avoid all stress, and that begins with not thinking about your family history. How about instead we focus on the lovely dinner that you painstakingly prepared for us, huh? My pregnancy started off pretty rough. I was constantly sick and I was in immense amounts of pain. The pain got so bad that Sam and I decided that it would be best for me to quit my job. Besides, we always wanted one of us to stay back home to look after our child. We didn't want both of us to be working because we didn't want our child to feel neglected. Anyway, Sam was an angel to me during the entire pregnancy. He made sure to do all the research he could and provided me with the most nutritious meals. He made sure I was as comfortable as I could be, and his help was the only reason that my pregnancy lasted as long as it did. 5 months into my pregnancy, I woke up in the morning to find my sheets soaked in blood. Sam and I freaked out. I remember my ears ringing and my heart racing as I saw all that blood poured around me. We quickly made it to the hospital, only for the doctor to tell me that I miscarried. I was devastated. I could barely breathe. I felt like my life came to an absolute standstill. I didn't pay attention to how Sam was feeling because I was still reeling from the shock. I spent the next 2 weeks mostly laying in bed and just sobbing my eyes out. Sam and I never spoke the entire time except for small things like asking to pass something over, just inconsequential things. One night, I picked up Sam's phone to order some dinner for us when he got a message from his coworker that said, "I had a great time with you last weekend." Once again, I felt like my heart was shattering. I went through the text thread and saw that the woman was Sam's co-worker and the two of them slept together the previous weekend. They began talking just 2 days after my miscarriage, and their messages were entirely flirty and dirty. I don't think I processed any of what I saw that night, so I just put his phone down and went to bed without eating. The next day, while Sam was at work, I sat down with my feelings and finally thought about what I had found out the previous night. I decided that I needed to talk to Sam about it before I let my emotions get the best of me. So when he got back home from work, I told him that we needed to talk. We need to talk. Can we do this another time? I really don't have the energy to have a conversation. I just want to eat my dinner and go to bed. We can't do this another time. Do you mind explaining why I found explicit pictures on your phone of another woman? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You went snooping through my phone. First of all, I was trying to order food for us when this woman sent you these explicit pictures. Secondly, stop trying to change the topic and answer my question right now. It's nothing. It's just a coworker who's into me and she won't take no for an answer. Cut the lies, Sam. I'm not lying. Then why did she say that she had a good time with you last weekend? Why did she tell you that she Venmo'd you her share of the hotel expenses? Why did you scroll through our chats? So you did cheat on me. Why? Why would you do that to me when I'm at my lowest? As if losing my baby was not enough, I also have to deal with losing my relationship. Babe, it was a mistake, I swear. Cheating is never a mistake. It's a choice. And you chose to cheat on me 2 weeks after I miscarried our child. Do you realize how devastating that is? I couldn't help it, okay? I was also dealing with my own grief and I messed up. Please don't leave me. I promise that I'll make things better. I really don't think that you'll be able to make things better. I don't even want to see your face anymore. You can take all the time you want to process all of this. Just know that I messed up and I really do feel sorry for it. The guilt of what I did has been eating away at me like crazy. Then why didn't you tell me? Why did I have to find out this way? I didn't know how to approach you. I'm a coward. I'm so sorry. You're right. You're the biggest coward I've met, and I want nothing to do with you. Please don't say that. I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy again. I promise I won't ever do this again. Please, just give me one more chance. I really don't want to look at you right now. I'm going to bed, and we'll figure this whole thing out later or something. I was beyond hurt. My mind felt like it was submerged in water. I felt like I couldn't breathe. When I lay in bed, I think I cried a little too hard because I woke up the next morning with a blinding headache. I had locked the bedroom door behind me when I came in the night before, so Sam was not in the room at all. I gathered all my courage and walked out of the bedroom only to be greeted by an empty house. I was relieved and heartbroken at the same time. I was relieved that I didn't have to see Sam's face because I wasn't sure that I would be able to do that without breaking down or yelling at him. I was also heartbroken because I kind of hoped that Sam would at least do something to show me that he was trying to make amends. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think that there was any coming back from Sam's affair. It's just that he made such a big fuss about trying for me again, and just a few hours after his affair was exposed, he didn't even say anything to me. Not even a note or anything. I feel like that should have been another signal to me that Sam was not ever going to be sincere. I spent the rest of the day moping around and just spontaneously crying. When it came time for Sam to return back from work, I took my dinner to the bedroom and locked myself in there. I kept all of Sam's things in the spare bedroom to show him just how much I didn't want to do anything with him. But after that day, things started to get better, and by that, I mean that Sam actually began to try to make it up to me. He wrote me a letter which he slipped under my door explaining that he had been struggling to come to terms with what he had done, which is why he left me alone entirely the previous day. While it still seemed like a pathetic excuse to me, I still let it slide. At the end of the day, I still didn't want to see his face. Over the next month, Sam would write me notes every single day and would prepare all our meals so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. It made me feel a little better, but it still didn't take away the raw hurt that I felt from two of the most devastating things that happened back to back. The pain got to a point where I reached out to my family and told them about what had happened, and they helped me get in touch with a good divorce lawyer. And I started the filing process. I had the papers ready with me, but I didn't give them to Sam because, I don't know, I guess a part of me still hoped that things would change eventually, but I was a fool. Exactly 1 month after I found out about Sam's affair, Sam sat me down to tell me something. I have something I need to tell you. Yeah? What is it? I know that I've been trying my best to make it up to you ever since I cheated, but I'm afraid that I'm going to have to stop doing that. What? What do you mean? My coworker told me today that she's pregnant. What? And as much as I would have loved to believe that I felt bad for ruining our marriage, I really do not feel that way. Oh. I've already filed for divorce and I'll leave this house in a week or so. So that's just it then. 5 years of being together just thrown down the drain for some one-night stand that you knocked up. There's no need to lash out, Celeste. Why? Why is there no need to lash out? You ruined the one thing that I was happiest about. When I needed you the most, you let me down, and now you're doing it again. I cannot believe you. What about the fact that I needed you too? You were not the only one experiencing that tragedy. All you ever did was mope and cry. Did you once think about me? I'm sorry. Was your body making the baby? Do you even know how traumatic that was? My entire body had to get used to not carrying a baby out of the blue. Aside from that, the mental impact of losing my child was even worse. I knew you were struggling too, but I really couldn't pull myself out of that depression. You should have been my shoulder to lean on. There you go again with your selfishness. Everything needs to be about you. It does not. I chose to go to therapy to deal with the loss. I told you to do it too because of your crappy behavior. And don't you dare call me selfish when all I've ever done during this entire relationship is sacrifice everything to keep you happy. I didn't want therapy. I wanted you. But you were just never there, so I found comfort in the next woman that was available. Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? Why don't you go live with your available woman right now? I'm glad that we don't have a child now. The universe just showed me what you would have been like if I ever went through something horrible and would not be able to be there with you. Get out of my house and of my life. With pleasure. The anger that was flowing through my veins made me feel like my body was overheating. Before Sam left, I threw the divorce papers in his face and he looked shocked that I even had them. But he didn't say a word. He grabbed all his things and left the house. I didn't think that my life could have gotten any worse, but there I was, at rock bottom. Thankfully, Sam didn't contest the divorce and was very amicable about splitting all our assets. I was only a shell of my former self at this point, so I barely even remember how long the divorce took. My mom came to stay with me and looked after me. I was barely eating or sleeping, and I began to look like a zombie. Eventually, my mom decided that I needed to get therapy to deal with everything that I was going through, and even though I didn't want to do all that, she pushed me to do it, and I will admit that it began to help me a lot. I finally picked up a job too, and within 7 months I was back on my feet and thriving. I was beginning to finally smile, and the world seemed to get its color back. 2 months after I got my life together, Sam paid me a visit. I didn't move out of our previous apartment because I really liked the location. I saw no reason to move. But in hindsight, the smarter decision would have been to move. Anyway, I opened the door and saw Sam, and my mood dampened. Hey, Celeste. What do you want? Whoa, no need to be so aggressive. I really don't have time to listen to you. What do you want? Okay, well, my partner just gave birth to our son. And? Do you want me to congratulate you? Because if you do, that is not happening. No, I didn't expect that much maturity out of you. Maturity? Do you think congratulating your ex on the birth of his affair baby is a sign of maturity? Did you hit your head on something, or were you always this insane? Like I said, there's no need for you to lash out at me. What happened in the past happened. Why don't you just move on? Sam, it's literally been less than a year since everything happened. Just because you moved on doesn't mean that I have to as well. If all you wanted to do was rub your new family in my face, I'm going to get going. No, wait. I need to ask you something. You have 2 minutes to tell me whatever you need to, and then I'm shutting the door in your face. Okay, well, as you know, I now have a son, and it got me thinking about who the godparents would be. My girlfriend and I decided that we would each do one godparent. I kept trying to think of who would be a good candidate, and I kept drawing a blank. That was until I remembered you. You can't possibly be suggesting that I be your son's godmother, Sam. I am. You're really good with kids. I've seen it in the way that you've taken care of your nieces and nephews. You'd be the perfect godmother for my son. Have you honestly lost your mind? How dare you ask me to be your son's godmother? Do you really feel no remorse for what you did to me? I do, and I just thought that this could be a good way for us to reconcile our relationship. You know, we could become friends now. Absolutely not. I meant it when I said that I wanted nothing to do with you. How can you say no? Okay, here, just look at my son's face. Isn't he the cutest? Why would you think that showing me your son's face would change my decision? I still don't want to be the godmother of your affair, child. Besides, are we even sure that the child is yours? What do you mean? Of course he's mine. I mean, all I'm saying is that the child has blonde hair and blue eyes, which neither you nor your girlfriend have. You should probably take a paternity test. Are you really accusing my girlfriend of cheating on me? I know what this is. You're jealous of the life I have now. Sam, I really have no patience to deal with your idiocy. Goodbye. But also, do take that paternity test. I have no reason to be jealous of a stupid man. The absolute audacity that Sam had to ask me to be the godmother of his child was brain-breaking. I kid you not, I felt like my brain short-circuited when he asked me that. But seeing that picture of his kid did make me a little confused. Now, because of the explicit pictures of Sam's girlfriend that I saw on Sam's phone, I knew what she looked like. The baby had none of her features, nor did he have any of Sam's features. I will admit that even if I was wrong, I just wanted to mess with Sam's head. I knew that by saying that, he wouldn't be able to shake the thought off, and eventually he'd get the test done. Before you think it, I didn't think that it would be harmful in any way to mess with him that way, because he had no problem messing with me when I was at my worst. Well, it only took 3 weeks for Sam to come back to my place. I contemplated not opening the door to him, but eventually my curiosity got the better of me, and I did. Back so soon? Look, I need to talk to you about something really big. I honestly don't care. Just leave me alone, or I will get a restraining order against you. Please, I really need you this time. I literally do not care about you, or any of your self-induced problems. Leave me alone. No, wait, you were right. The baby is not my son. Why are you telling me this? How do you want me to react to this? Really? Do you not feel bad for me at all? Sam, you made your bed and you got to lie in it now. I told you that any and all the feelings I had towards you vanished the day I found out that you cheated on me. What cemented that was you leaving me for your affair partner. I cannot feel even the least bit of sympathy for you. I know I messed up really bad last time, but you have to know that I've truly realized my mistake since then. I realized just how bad of a person I was to you. Will you please give me another chance? Another chance? The last time you messed up, I gave you another chance, and you know how you paid me back? Besides, there's absolutely no reason for me to give you another chance. Oh, come on! Do you not remember how much we used to have together? We were together for so long. You should definitely miss me at least a little. Did you care about any of that when you cheated on me while I was grieving the loss of our child? I told you that I made a mistake. You need to let it go. I've let it go. It's you that can't seem to let it go. I mean, look at you. You're begging your ex-wife to take you back, and you look pathetic while doing it. Wow. There's no need to be so harsh either. There's definitely an absolute need for that, because I don't think you understand what leave me alone means. I'm only asking you one last time to just give me another chance to prove myself. I won't ever look at another woman. I'll work from home and I'll treat you like the queen that you are. Just please let me come back into your life. Look, even if I wanted to give you a chance, I wouldn't be able to, because I'm in a relationship with someone else right now. What? Why are you so surprised? You wanted me to move on, right? So I did. How dare you? I can't believe you gave me so much crap for cheating on you, and look at what you're doing right now. Sam, I'm not cheating on you in any way. We're legally divorced and I'm free to date whoever I please. Leave me alone, and I really mean it this time, or I will call the police on you. Okay, I didn't actually have a boyfriend. I just wanted to get Sam off my back. But to hear him accuse me of cheating was actually so funny that I had to physically hold myself from bursting out in laughter at the absurdity of that accusation. Not to mention, Sam had some nerve to accuse me of cheating, and to be offended by that notion when his affair was the reason for us being separated. I slammed the door in Sam's face, though, and I couldn't help but think about how I had been right about the baby not being his. I felt really good when I found that out. The fact that Sam got to feel exactly what I had felt when he left me. You'd think that it would at least make him at least a little ashamed of his conduct, but clearly he doesn't care enough for that. He's ready to beg and plead in order to get his way, which I was not going to let happen. Anyways, Sam backed off for a while after that. Thankfully, it was a long enough period that I was able to move from one apartment to another. I was finally beginning to feel good that I had left the past behind, but then Sam began to bombard my phone with a lot of texts using a new number. I knew the man was desperate, but to see him go that low made me feel nothing but disgust towards him. I mean, a part of me felt bad that I no longer felt any sympathy or even a smidge of the love I used to feel for him. But I kept reminding myself that he never thought of me that way, especially when I had just gone through something very traumatic. That instantly makes me stop feeling bad. Anyway, these texts that Sam sent me were all pleased to take him back. He also, without my asking, gave me updates about his life. For starters, he confronted his girlfriend about the paternity of his child, and she threw a fit, apparently. She accused him of not trusting her and for going behind her back to take the DNA test. Sam didn't hold back from calling her a bunch of nasty things, which only angered her more, so she told him to get out of her house and threw all of his things out of her window so he could fetch them himself. Once again, I couldn't help but chuckle at how stupid Sam was, especially because right after that, Sam told me that I was the reason that he was homeless and single. See, I never responded to his long-winded text, but the urge to reply to that one was so strong. I still don't understand how he could blame me for everything when he was the one who was making the kind of decisions that would put him in a bad place. Anyway, at some point, I got tired of his constant texting and I blocked his number. I also changed my phone number to make sure that Sam had absolutely no way to contact me. I've been doing great as of late, and even though from time to time I still think about what my future could have looked like if I had my husband and my child, I always remember that things happen for a reason. Whatever happened to me saved me, and as much as it hurt, I'm in a much better place today.